We're all familiar with drug testing. Most of us have had to either go through it for a job application or interview, or maybe it has happened to you when you've had an accident on the job and you have to go immediately get tested to make sure that you weren't under the influence when that accident happened. Drug testing is understandable and it's necessary in some instances, but we've come to rely on drug testing when in some industries it would be much more beneficial to rely on performance testing. Can the person do the job that they have been assigned to do? We've come to rely on drug testing to tell us whether or not a person is doing a good job, when in some instances it would be much more advantageous to rely on the factors of their actual execution of the job at hand rather than whether or not they have used a drug at some point. For a drug like marijuana, it can stay in your system for weeks, if not longer, which is far past the time that you have actually been impacted by it. You're not high anymore, but it's still in your system. So when we rely on drug tests, it's not giving us an accurate idea of what is actually going on with that person at the time of that drug test necessarily. And in some industries, it would be really helpful, not just for the industry, but for their ability to hire people if we relied less on drug testing and more on, can they do the job at hand? Are they producing and doing a good job at their work? And we can shift that focus a little bit away from whether or not they're using a substance at some point in their life, or maybe on the weekend, and more towards, are they doing the work that is set before them? Obviously, in some jobs, you need to know if somebody is intoxicated on the job.